Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 8 Sunday spoiler prediction, futuristic, whatever we think is going to happen along the way. So just want to thank all you guys for being here. This is going to be a 20-25 minute conversation about some things that we think might happen in the show. Spoiler information is very, very light right now, but there's a lot of news that's out there. And I'll tell you guys how this whole conversation is going to work in a little bit. I've got a special announcement I have to make, possibly two special announcements, but I'm going to hold on just a little bit longer for those until I see if this second one is going to pan out. But I see some people starting to roll in. A lot of Walking Dead fans. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been watching the marathon and just catching up on all of the little details. I'm so excited to go back and watch some of that stuff. I want to get some hidden clues out there for all of you guys. But I'll tell you a little bit about our channel and what's going on. I see a few people actually streaming in here. Here's a little bit of the way this works. This is it's kind of podcast. It's talk radio. So if you're new to this stream, what's going to happen is you make this video. So I'm going to talk about some topics, and I'm going to read your topics. If you don't want it read and include in the video, be careful what you type, because I may call on you and say, Ann Hodge just logged in and said, hello, Army. So I'm going to give you credit for what you do. Very modular type of videos. We build it, so it's always going to be unique when we do it. Also, a couple other things that we do is do gaming streams Sunday morning. Walking Dead's always our Sunday night thing. I'm trying to be respectful to all the Game of Thrones fans out there, so that's why it'll be a quick 20-minute update of where we're going with everything. And also, I've been getting just a ton of requests for the other channels that we do. I've got 999 Spoilers and also 999 Sports. So tomorrow I'm going to do the first live broadcast, because we're not doing a Preacher reaction. So it's probably going to be around 8 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to talk about some sporting events, some things that are going on. So stay tuned for that. If you're not a subscriber of 999 Sports, go to the main page on 999 Gaming, and then you'll see a link over there. You can just subscribe to that. You'll get notifications and everything. I also post it on our Facebook page. But just looking forward to having some fun with some casual conversation. We're going to do some fantasy drafts and a couple other things with that as well. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate all of you guys being here. And we'll get to a few more updates in a little bit. Still got a couple more months. They were like, when is Season 8 coming out? So it's not going to be till October, end of October. Colorado Kid, thanks for being here. And as you guys know, Tommy McCandless is like, he's like he's my Simon. If I were Negan, then Tommy's like my right-hand man. Or I guess he's kind of like Glenn if I was Rick. No, I guess that wouldn't be a good analogy there. Sorry, Tommy's like Tommy. But he's the one making sure that all of you guys Lucille that like button. So slap the like button. That would be awesome. And let's get to a couple rumors and theories and things that are out there. These are not confirmed spoilers. But as you know, everybody's got their own 2 cents with spoilers and conversations and what we think is going to happen. And I know a lot of you guys, I'm not going to diss other sites, because I would hope they don't diss me. I'm sure some of them do. But one popular site that likes to really get the news out there is comicbook.com. And they're accurate on some things, but as we know from the spoilers last year and the predictions, there's some things they are way, way off on. So today, we're going to compare what we've compiled in the 999 Army as our 6 deaths. And it's pretty universal. We've got 6 that we thought would happen. And they just posted an article a few days ago of their 6 deaths. So we're going to compare a couple of those things, and also talk about what potentially could happen this season with all the real-life stuff going on. Now, this season's already written. We don't have to worry about the direction of that. That's, with Kirkman, with the lawsuit, with a couple other things that are going on. Gail Hurd, one of the producers, lawsuit there. Haven't heard Scott Gimple mentioned as of yet, but it seems like he's steering clear of all the legal stuff right now. But I think it could impact the future storyline. And I mentioned this in a previous stream where it could become a little bit more unique. And what we're going to talk about, what's up, Baron? Thanks for being here. We're going to talk about what you think could happen, but keep in mind it's going to be after this season. This season, we already know what's going on. So we'll talk a little bit about, thank you. I got like a bold, Melissa Billings is like, I love you. I have to stop for like bold type if it's in caps. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Who else we got here? So let's just get to it. I'll do a couple shout-outs. iRock, I see you in the house. Steph Richardson. So let's first compare this season, and we'll get that under our belt, and then we'll do the future predictions. Does that sound fair enough to everybody? Okay, good. They have predicted And there is some pretty good insight on there that the 6 deaths, and some of them are major, are Father Gabe, Tara, Simon, Jerry, Carol, and Morgan. And they predicted those 6 for different reasons. So the first one, they predicted Father G's going to die because we see him in the trailer and he's in a dark, locked up room with Negan. Negan says, "You got your shitting pants on?" So normally when Negan comes at you like that, you ain't going to last. But I think that's where that's going to happen at a time that it's going to be interrupted. I don't see Father G dying there. And in fact, I have information that he's been seen filming after that happens. So I say comicbook.com is wrong on that. I'm going to give them an X. Next one is Tara. Tara is really interesting. The one thing they did shed a little light on, and I wasn't aware of this, I should have been, but Tara evidently is a former police academy student, which I find this interesting because I'd wondered about the markings, the tattoos on her arm when she washed up on the shore, or passed out on the shore. And then there's also a gun that Daryl appears to be holding that has markings on it as well. So I think that that's some number that is important to Tara. Maybe she was more than a police academy student. Maybe she was actually on the force and she had to shoot some people. Just a little tidbit there. Now, how does that relate to her dying? It doesn't. But I still don't feel like Tara's going to die. If she does, I think it's going to be toward the end of the season. So Steve Huffman says, I could see Morgan dying this season. Well, we have not gotten, Steve, I think in our predictions, Morgan was not added on our list. However, we did discuss Morgan saying, I don't die. And that's basically the whole basis of comicbook.com, is saying Morgan's going to die because he said he wasn't going to die. It's like the kiss of death, right? I'm going to need a little bit more information on Morgan before I'm ready to let him go. But there is the Benjamin death that I think is going to haunt him, and the flashbacks of Dwayne. You know, and I just read an episode in the comic where Morgan, I have no idea. If you guys have not seen my comic reading earlier today, yeah, something happened to Morgan. I had no idea it even happened. But then he's starting to go through that whole clear mode with Carl. So I'm not sure about that. So Tara and Morgan, I think, are very dicey. You got Carol. I don't think Carol dies. I think, if anything, Carol might leave. Carol could be the one I could see leaving. I know we're all over the place on this because we've said Carol, Rosita, but it's more likely to be Carol. And they also predict Jerry and Simon. So the big 6 from comicbook.com, Father G, Tara, Simon, Jerry, Carol, Morgan. I think that's a lot of people to lose in one season. It's just my thought. So, I'm not going to say a couple of those could not die. I would just be shocked if it's all 6. Now let's go back to the 6 that we predicted. And ours are not as major, but I think there's a lot more relevance to them, or a lot more, you could see it happening. So, for example, our number 1 is Arat. Arat goes episode number 100. So I think first episode, she's gone. Eric is on our list. In the comic, issue 118, I've not read it, but I did a little research on it. Rick's group, they charge one of the Savior's areas and one of their outposts, and 118, Eric gets shot in the head. And he falls into Aaron's arms. So we saw in the trailer where Aaron, he's got to keep them fighting. I got a feeling that happens right after Eric gets shot. I think instead of grieving, Aaron is just going to move forward and he'll grieve later on. I think there's going to be an episode a little later on where you'll get the tears, he'll open up about it, he'll talk about him missing him. But I think at that moment we're gonna see a side of Aaron that just keeps pushing forward. So we got Arat, Eric, Shiva is gone. Shiva dies, same type of thing. I think Shiva and Eric I think will both get their comic book deaths. And I was reading somewhere, I think Norman Reedus said that this season feels a lot more like the original Walking Dead. So I think you're going to get that, a lot of walkers being swarmed, being inundated, and then barely getting out alive. So Eric, Arat, Shiva, Tobin is a goner. I'm surprised, and here again, I would not be surprised to see Tobin get his comic book death as well. Tobin got ripped apart by walkers and was not a very big part of the comic book. Even though he's a minor character, he's got a lot more airtime in the TV show than he got in the comic. But I think Tobin's going to get ripped apart, which leaves us to our last two, and I think it's Gregory and Gavin. G and G. Gavin, I think there'll be a storyline with Jared, where Jared takes care of him, and that's going to show you a little bit of how much the Saviors are fighting each other. And then Gregory, either Jesus or Maggie's going to take Gregory out. So I like our 6 better than I like their 6, but I'm not going to say that our 6 won't turn into 8 and 1 or 2 from their list later on in the season. Because remember, we only got up to about episode number 7.5, maybe episode 8. So could I see Simon dying in the second half? Absolutely. Could I see Morgan dying in the second half? Absolutely. Tara, Father G, Carol, Jerry. Yeah, I could see Jerry. If I had to take 3 off of their list and say second half of the season, I could see Jerry, Morgan, and Simon. Just a couple thoughts. All right, I'm going to open it up, and I want you to, that's this year, that's season 8, what we think is going to happen. So now let's pull the curtain back, find out where Oz is, and talk about what we think is going to happen next season. So we know the story's going to take a certain path. Kirkman, his involvement, I've seen multiple sources on this. Kirkman's not AMC. Kirkman is suing AMC for a whole lot of money. I'm going to tell you, this is not going to go well. So even the people that say he might keep one foot in the door for creative content, it ain't going to happen. These things do not go well when you sue your parent company. So the idea of him being involved in the show, I think, is long gone. Now, I do think that a lot of season 9 is already written, but I think a good portion of that is going to start to change. And I'm going to open that up for each and every one of you. So if season 9 were to, you were involved in that writing, what direction do you think season 9 is going to go? I think the end of season 8 is going to have a little bit of that whisper feel to it. A couple clues. We talked about this. Somebody might get their head on a stake. Maybe Jerry. See, that would be a way I could see Jerry die. Is if we're going to say Jerry dies in the second half of the season, I could see Jerry, Heath, maybe 2 or 3 other people, and then we know that the Whisperer War is coming. But it's going to be there's going to have to be enough stuff to scare Rick enough to keep Negan alive. Well, and Vonda, that's kind of what I'm leading to. Is it should be the Whisperer War, but it could be the Whisperer War with a few changes. Maybe. And let's think very wide scale here. So let's say it's not Whisperer War. Let's say they decide to deviate 100% away from the comics, and maybe Michonne character does not leave with Pete. In the comics she does, and we say it could be Carol or Rosita. Maybe Carol or Rosita don't leave with Pete. Maybe Pete attacks the group. So instead of the Whisperer War, what about, I know it sounds a little crazy, what about some pirates? What about another group? It doesn't have to happen the way the comic happens. We think it will, and we've been spoiled by the comics, and it does give us a good blueprint. And I think it's low risk as well, because people love the comics. So, you know, at least if you follow that line, your customers, your viewers are going to be pretty happy. But let's think about a different storyline, a different plot. So Salem Blue says Gimple is a madman. He could definitely go on. Yeah, and that's what I want to hear. What do you think? What do you think could mix it up a little bit? I'm going to give you an alternate prediction here. I just thought of this. If it's been predicted elsewhere, I apologize. But something just popped in my head. Who's the old lady in Oceanside? If somebody, I'll give you guys points if you can type her name. The blonde hair chick. Cindy's mom, stepmom, whatever. Everybody's thinking. Tanya, there you go, okay. All right, we'll let everybody catch up. Grandma? Close enough. Okay. Have we thought about her losing it and becoming Alpha? I'm just saying. Everybody said Jadis, right? Why couldn't she go mad? Why couldn't Tanya be like the leader? You know, maybe all the people in Oceanside get obliterated. I know, it's a stretch, but I'm just going to say it. I don't know if it's been brought up yet to this point. But, you know, they did give us a little, you know, a little flash of it, a little taste of it, so why not bring them back on full scale? Hey, that's what we're all about. We're just going to talk about it. We're going to predict it. But yeah, maybe that would be the kind of wrinkle. Fonda's like, if Jadis is Alpha, I quit. I hate her. Hey, just a thought, just an idea. All right, let's open it up, get a few more of your ideas. I want to hear a few of your predictions. So, fast forward past Season 8. I want one prediction from each person for Season 9. Just give me Season 9. The way too early season prediction. We haven't even started Season 8. But I just want to see where everybody's mindset is with this whole Robert Kirkman thing and Gimple. Gimple's going to run the show, and I think it's going to become more unique, more creative. Natanya, that's right. Natanya. Thank you, Cal. I mean, you know, it's a theory, and they just gave us a little taste of it, so we see her. And I know Jadis could still do some stuff, too. Ryan, Gregory dies. Gregory's going to die long before Season 9. Sean McQuillan says Rick dies in Season 9. Yeah, Kel, I'm going to agree with that. I think at some point Rashawn is going to change somehow. James says Dwight betrays the group and becomes a whisperer. Think he's out looking for Sherry. Bradley says Daryl will turn against Rick. That would be a nice storyline. That would be a great storyline, Bradley. Yeah, real. I think Gregory. I just think Gregory's gone by the mid-season finale. I don't think he makes it to 9. You guys think Carl will still be around in 9? I know there's a lot of real-life stuff. Ann Hodge says Negan dies protecting Judith and Carl. So Negan will be the father that Rick could never be. Whew. That is powerful. What's up, Ellie Valentine? You're late, but you know what? We got another 8 to 10 minutes. The playback will still be there for you. Thanks for popping in. So Melissa Billing says Gregory's definitely going to die because Maggie's taking over. So do you guys see Maggie killing Gregory or Jesus killing Gregory? I think both have incentive. Let me just take a quick survey here. Maggie, Jesus, or a third person? Maybe an Enid. I guess Enid could do it. Charlie Mack says Tara will get more independent. So Dark Angel says Maggie. Walking Dead Girl says Maggie. Emmy Bacon says Maggie. Ann. Kitty Overkill, Maggie. Billy Jones says Maggie. Yeah. The only... A.J. Jepson says Jesus will kill Gregory. Yeah, not a lot of people are saying Jesus, but there was that moment. That Gregory's talking down to Jesus again. So Paul Gilmore says, Heath, what is a prediction about Heath? Well, it's funny. Because Heath could certainly come back to the show, but I still don't think he is. If he does, it would be one of those feel-good moments, and I definitely think it would up his scale of popularity. Heath wasn't like a super popular character. He was one of those in the middle. Not a bad character, a little bit more relevant than Tobin. I guess everything is on a Tobin scale, right? Tobin is like vanilla. Tobin is like C. Just average. Heath was more than that. Heath, I'll put you at the C plus B minus scale. But the fact that Heath was taken, his glasses were broken, there were tire tracks there, it opens up a lot of different possibilities. Maybe his glasses were broken because he had to get out of there. Maybe someone picked him up, found a ride, and he lives through it. That would be the feel-good moment. So I could see that happening, or he was taken and he's going to have his head on a stick, and it'll be part of the whisper. Yeah, Cindy is going to be, I think she's going to have a main storyline. Not sure which group she's going to join up with, whether it's going to be, they'll put her with the Kingdom or the Hilltop. I think she's going to end up in Alexandria, and I think she's going to be tough. I'm looking forward to her. No blood, but broken glasses. So it doesn't mean they beat him up. I mean, maybe they just grabbed him and his glasses fell off. Yeah, I agree with that. Rial says Cindy will be a main character. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Um, she's got that toughness to her, like Sasha, right? Like Rosita. And I think she's good for the show. I mean, one, she's good looking. Two, she's tough. So I think she's going to be very magnetic. So people are going to be drawn in. They're going to see, like, it's kind of like Daryl. She's probably going to be like a female Daryl. Imagine that. Because I think the show needs a little bit of that, don't they? I mean, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything along those lines, but I can say that there's a lot more interest in Rick and Daryl by the female fans than I think there are. The male fans tend to gravitate, yeah, it was Maggie for a while, and then, I think some people sort of lost interest. And then Rosita, and then Rosita's attitude sort of pissed people off. So even the males are more drawn toward, I think, Negan's toughness and Abraham's, one-liners. So I don't think it'd be bad to have Cindy there. Just mark it down. I think by the time we get to the end of the season, Cindy's going to be the female Daryl. Oh, James, that's dreadful to think of that, man. I hope nobody gets Lori's comic book death, to be honest with you. Hey, thanks, Steve. Set it up, man. We're going to do some sports tomorrow night. So hopefully we got a lot of sports fans in here watching. Laura and the crazy cat lady in the house. Vaughn, I like Beatrice too. I just got a feeling that some of them aren't going to make it, and that's what's going to send Natalya overboard. All right, so we got a little bit of predictions. We got a little bit of death chat. I like the direction that we have. It's I think Vaughn or somebody asked a little bit earlier. Script, spoilers, it's going to be another month before those things start rolling out. So I will, and I'm okay with that. I think that's good timing. Once we get probably mid-September, we'll actually have episode-by-episode storylines. And I'll give you guys a fair warning before I actually do the script readings and set that up. So let me do a couple things here. And just once again, and I'm going to do some shout-outs. We're going to wind this thing down. I told you guys 30 minutes. Part of the reason I'm only doing the 30-minute stream tonight is because you guys know Sunday night is Game of Thrones night. I am not watching it live tonight. I guess recorded, but I'm not watching the current episode. However, due to popular request and demand, I have binge-watched the first 6 episodes. So I would anticipate within the next few weeks, I'm probably going to be pretty current on Game of Thrones, and within a couple of weeks, we will start doing some Game of Thrones conversation, whether it's clues, stories, predictions, of the like, any of those things. There just seems to be a tremendous following. Everybody I know keeps just saying, come on, do it, watch it, get involved in it. So you guys have twisted my arm. It's going to happen. So I will be more involved in Game of Thrones. And if you guys have not started watching it, now might be a good time to jump on board too. So we'll all kind of do this thing together. I know there's only one more season, and that's why I kind of put it off. But by the time we get to the final season, I'll be caught up with everything, and I'll be able to speak about character stories and all of those. So that's one announcement that I wanted to make for you guys. And then the second announcement, as we talked about, there's so many good sports things going on. If you're not a big sports fan, which I understand a lot of, there's a lot of Walking Dead fans that aren't big sports fans. I mean, I'm just telling you the sampling of people I've talked to. But there are a good portion of my subscribers that are gamers fans, they're sports fans. We're going to do some chat. Maybe we'll talk about your local sports team. We're going to do a little bit of fantasy talk. I'm a big player in FanDuel, so I've done some of my lineups there in the past, fantasy football, basketball, baseball. I think I know just enough about a lot of different topics to really to keep the conversation going. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock will be the first sports chat that we're going to do. I'm not going to keep you guys super long because I know people want to watch Preacher. But if you've not signed up for the 909 Sports channel, get over there. Just sign up for all three. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Just sign up for the spoilers. Sign up for the sports. Stay on 909 Gaming. There will be some more channels that are going to roll out. And that way, if we just do a live stream in a different area, you can just jump on there and join in with the chat. And I'll probably get a couple moderators over there as well, too. Some of them could be the same moderators, but for one, if Tommy Sweet-Ass McCandless says, count me in for 909 Sports, and he is probably one of the first people that I am going to make a moderator on that channel. So if you have some interest in being a moderator on the 909 Sports, shoot me a message on Kick. Tommy, are you, it's kind of like proposing in public. I'm like down on one knee. It's like, Tommy, will you accept my offer to be a moderator on the sports channel? Now the pressure's on, right? Here we go. Let's see what he says. Everybody's holding their breath waiting for a big yes. Will it happen? And oh, look, he's stalling me, man. He's making me wait. I'm just going to answer. I'm going to say Tommy is going to say yes. And I'm trying. Where'd he go? He disappeared. He logged out. He's like, I'm a sports fan. You know what? But I'm not answering this. Uncanny Pigeon, thank you for being here. Maybe. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Why, yes, he's been waiting. All right, so Tommy is he's going to be moderator number one. I got a couple other people in mind as well, too. So stay tuned for that. We'll make that announcement. But thank you for everything that you guys do. We're going to build up that channel just like we built it here. Slow and steady, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're just not going out there recruiting millions of people. It's going to happen when it happens. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Spoilers, chat, Walking Dead, video games, sports. The sky's the limit. This is just an awesome, awesome group. The 909 Army is in full effect. I'm going to give a lot of shout-outs here. I see a lot of new people popping in. If you guys missed a little bit, go back and watch the playback. As September starts to roll around, I'm seeing faces I've not seen in a long time, so thank you. My kick is KILZHOT. So you guys send me a message, drop me a line there. Could be, whatever. We did drunk texting lyrics last night. If you have a Walking Dead clue or a hint or a question, to send it over to me. I can't respond to everybody. It's a lot. I'm fairly busy, but I do respond whenever I can. So don't be offended if you send me a message and it takes me a couple days to respond. But I will get around to it. So thank you. I want to say what's up to Dark Angel. What's up, Dark Angel? Shay Girl. Melissa Billings, thank you so much for being here. Chris Kehoe, thank you for being here. Super Iron Kid in the house. Jack the Dirty. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Steph Richardson. We will be talking a little Patriots because, people want to know. Even if they're not Patriots fans, I think there's some curiosity. That could be part of the conversation. Vonda Martin, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for all your participation, everything you do in streams. You are awesome. You definitely keep living it up. So thank you so much. Carmen Trance in the house. Kel says, smile. Kel was too drunk to be in drunk texting. Who else we got? Ellie Valentine. See you. Thank you so much for being here, Ellie. Kelly Golan-Zenier is going to be in the sports chat tomorrow night. Trevor Grimm. Gene Atkins. Thank you for being here. Walking Dead Girl. It's like a popsicle on a hot summer day. Car Turtle 11. Car Turtle is awesome. One of my first responders, that first respond team, anytime I do a video. So thank you so much, Car Turtle. AJ Jepson. Harley Quinn will be at the sports channel tomorrow night. I hope all of you guys are in the sports channel because even if you don't like a lot of stuff with sports, you can get in there and just learn about it. So, it's just going to be a chance to hang out, and I'll try to keep it. It won't be like a 2-hour podcast. We'll keep it reasonable, but I think there'll be a lot of good topics. Northside Queen in the house. Hopefully she'll be there tomorrow. Carol McFry, thank you. Walani. Salin Blue. Appreciate you being here. Who else? Savitar, God of Speed. I have not seen your name before, but thank you for being here. And moderator, brand new moderator, Tommy the Enforcer McCandless. Thank you, Tommy. I'm going to add you here. I don't think that's going to carry over to the other channel, but Tommy, you can try that on for size if you want. Thank you, Emmy Bacon, Armando Guzman. Thank you for being here. D Mooney in the house. Rial, always a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Lynn the Zombie Fox, and also to my Patreon supporters. Lynn, big supporter over there. So many people. Ann Hodge, appreciate everything that you guys do. Mary Casala, thank you for being here. And some of you that are new, hey, hit the subscribe button, join up, jump in some of our future chats, get a notification, all of the above. We have a lot of fun here. We've got a really, really tight-knit group, so looking forward to more and more chat. So who else we got? We got Trevor Grimm in the house, James Gallego, Steph Richardson, the Cuervo Queen will be there tomorrow. Old man Rusty, what's up, Rusty? Thanks for being here. Got some Falcon fans. There you go, Carol. So yeah, that's the cool thing about sports. I mean, it just brings us all together. And you know what? We might make some way, way too early predictions. All right, everybody. You guys roll out Expert HD. Hey, I see you. I see you. He's like, notice me. I almost missed him. I got you like right at the end there. Thanks, buddy. All right. With all due respect, I'm going to let everybody go. Go watch your Game of Thrones. You're still ahead of me. I will catch up as fast as I possibly can. But thank you so much. It'll be 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Chris, on the 999 Sports Channel. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to talk about. I'm going to let the first one be a little bit of a surprise, but I will see you all there tomorrow. I will announce it here as well, too, and I'll announce it on the 999 Army page. But the best way to get the notification is obviously subscribe over there, and then you'll get the notification, 999 Sports. All right, everybody, thanks once again. We will do some Walking Dead later on in the week as well. Talk to you all soon. Peace.